For you, maybe your goal is not to turn your yearly income into your monthly. Maybe it's to make 100K, maybe it's to make 1 million, maybe it's to make 10 million, maybe it's to make whoever knows what number you've got in your vision board or your mind or anything like that, your visualization. But turning your yearly income into your monthly income isn't a bad start. I don't know about you. So if you aren't down for making more money, then probably this video isn't for you. But what is this video about? If you are here, still here watching, I've started to read this book not so long ago. It's called, I'm keep moving it, but I'll put it here, The Rules of Wealth. Now, I'm doing these video series. This is episode 4 out of the so far I've done 3, and there's many more to come. The reason why I'm doing it is because I started reading this book recently, and I thought it would be kind of cool because some of the principles were reminding me of some of the things that helped me, especially in that phase where I went from being mentored by a multimillionaire to going business collaboration and learning how money works, learning how to make more money. Now, this book, I'm using this book as a foundation because I know that some of these principles will help you. Maybe one of these principles out of these 100 principles that Richard Templer put together after looking at and modeling rich and successful people from all around the world, right? Sometimes sometimes you have that feeling like it would be cool to kind of have a bird's eye view or fly on the wall view to see how some of these rich people act, what they actually do. Because you know, for one thing, the way that they're acting in these YouTube videos or on Insta or on social media isn't the exact way that they're living their life, right? And if you think that, then this is something to open your mind to. So the reason why I wanted to do this series is because I found that a lot of these rules will definitely help you, right? Some of them may be the missing keys to what's limiting you from making more money, right? Maybe you're in some financial plateau right now. Maybe you're even feeling broke right now. Whatever you're going through. But not only that, some of the points in here, I don't want to say I disagree, but there's something that I look at that I think could be different, especially in this day and age, you know, with AI taking off, with, you know, the world changing as it is, how people can make money. Even 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 8-year-olds are being millionaires, you know, so why can't majority of people figure this out? So this video, because it's the 4th video, I keep bringing this book because it's a nice color. It's a nice color, so you know it kind of stands out in the video. But in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you rules 10 to rules 12 from this book and giving you some of my insights on how you can even leverage this in this day and age, in this time, to potentially make even more money. Now, if you want to know what the first 9 rules are, you can check my other videos out. This video will be exclusively about 10 to 12. And I do recommend checking the other ones out, not just because you'll be watching my channel, giving more watch time. That's not the reason. The reason is primarily because if you don't do the first 3, the first 6, a lot of these rules can start to fall apart. You can still finish this video, still take notes, still see what you're going to implement, but make sure to check the other ones out before that. So let me get straight into it. Rule 10. Understand that money begets money. Very simple, not to overcomplicate this. Money makes more money. The biggest problem that I see why a lot of people, including myself, why I was stuck making a certain amount of money for so long in my life was because I was using money to spend money. Now you might think, but isn't that what you use money for, Josh? Yeah, well, technically you do to buy things. But what I didn't see was there was another way to use money. A way where money can make more money for you. And you know, in Rich Dad Poor Dad, he talks about this a lot, Robert Kiyosaki. So right now, if you are looking to make more money, have a think. Are you using your money to make more money? In the book, Richard puts it very simple, like imagine your money is rabbits. Little rabbits, you put them away, they can make more rabbits, they can make more babies. Let your money make more money. And you know, it's interesting. The other day, I was watching something called Undercover Billionaire with Grant Cardone. I don't know if any of you guys have watched it. If you have, let me know in the comments. I was watching the behind the scenes version. So this is the version where basically Grant Cardone, a billionaire, was given the task to lose all his money, to lose all his contacts, to start in a new city where nobody knows him. He doesn't have the millions of following. He doesn't have the billions of dollars access to. All he has was $100, a truck, and a cell phone. From there, he had to figure it out from little things of where is he going to sleep that night? How is he going to make more money? How is he going to build connections? And his challenge was in 90 days to make $1 million. Now, actually in this challenge, he didn't just make $1 million. Within the 90 days, he made more. If you're interested in that, definitely recommend checking it out. It's a very good series, especially seeing wealth mindset. You know, if you're watching this video, I know that you're interested in making money and that wealth mindset and what it takes to be the richest version of you. Right? Not just the best version of you, but the richest version in all aspects of life. So I was watching this series, and what I found was very interesting to see his psychology, to see his way of thinking. And his way of thinking was when he went to that new town, that new city, and he was given that $100, his first thought was, how can I take this $100 away from myself so I don't spend it? Now think about this. Most people in life, if they get that $100, what are they thinking? Okay, what can I spend this $100 on? Maybe should I get it for food? Should I get it for water? Should I do this? Now, don't get me wrong. Those are natural things for survival. But just think about this. The way his psychology was how can I get rid of this $100 so I'm not spending it, but so I have it away? So what he did, he put that $100 in a bank account. He said if he doesn't have a bank account, how's he going to look legit when he's trying to do business deals later on in the challenge? So he put it in a bank account, and not only that, he put it in the bank account so he didn't need to spend it. He couldn't have access to spend it, right? He didn't have the card for it. This straight away shows the difference. Now you might be thinking about how did he survive? How did he have water? How did he have food? How did he get somewhere to sleep? What he did, he worked on connections. He worked on using other people's money to get those foundations. Then he worked on using other people's money. They call it OPM, other people's money. Right? A lot of rich people, they use this principle, leverage. You know, a lot of billionaires are billions of dollars in debt because they're leveraging other people's money or banks' money or other people's money. And if you're not familiar with this, I definitely recommend you checking this out, right? Obviously in this video, I'm not going to do a deep dive of leveraging other people's money and all that sort of thing. I mean, if you want more videos like that, do let me know. But I definitely recommend in the meantime, you know, check it out online. Look online. There's so many resources you can look into. So anyway, he uses other people's money to get somewhere to stay. He uses other people's money to get something to eat. Then not only that, he's broke, but he's about to close a $6 to $10 million deal, real estate deal. He doesn't have any money, but what was he doing? He was pitching for investment. Now, I know that some of you are probably thinking, but Josh, I can't pitch for investment. I don't have people who have millions. Neither did he, right? He didn't have people who had millions, right? He didn't have all these contacts, but he found people. See, a big thing, you know, for this point, when it says money, understand that money begets money. Money makes more money. Money gets money. It's all to do with how can we be solution focused? How can we open up our mind to the possibilities? This was big for me. You know, when I was in that period where, I'll put it simply, I was broke. I was sleeping on my parents' couch. I was barely earning 100 pounds a week, right? Around $100 a week. Then to go from that environment to literally where I was then managing marketing budget with millions of dollars, right? Very big jump, but I was solution focused to get there, right? And if you want to hear more about that, do let me know in the comments on how I was able to do that. But then all of a sudden, night and day, I had like something like 200 pounds in my bank account. The next day, I'm seeing in this account $2 million. Man, I never seen money like that in my life. Like, I kid you not, when I saw that, I was crapping myself. You know why? It's because I was like, shiz, what if I press the wrong button and this millions go? Or what if something happens and someone thinks that I've robbed the money? Like, all these limiting beliefs were coming to my mind. You know, this is another thing that we spoke about in one of the previous videos. Sometimes the biggest thing stopping you are these beliefs. So if you know there's some beliefs you want to work on, definitely check out the previous videos to this series after you finish this. So this is next thing, first thing in this thing. Rule number 10, sorry. Understand that money begets money, right? Be solution focused. How can I make my money work for me? How can I make it so that, you know, I noticed something down here because have you ever heard of compound interest? Right? Compound interest is crazy. Compound interest is saying that if you were to start with 1 cent or 1 penny, right, 0.01, and double it every single day. So the next day you have 0.2, so you have 2 cents or 2 pennies. The next day you have 4 cents or 4 pennies. So the next day you have 8 cents, 8 pennies. Do you know how much money you have after 30 days just by doubling that? Right? If you're not sure, take a guess. Take a guess in the comments. How much money would you have if you double your 1 cent or your 1 penny in 30 days? Every single day you're just doubling what you had, compounding it. Right? If you're not sure, check the comments, see if anyone's guessed it. Let me tell you. After 30 days, that 1 cent, 1 penny, if you double it every single day, you compound it, after 30 days, you will have over $5 million or pounds, whichever one you started with. 1 cent to over $5 million in 30 days, just by doubling it. I'm going to leave that there because this is something that, I'll be honest, I'm not currently doing compound interest activities and investments, but this is something I'm looking into, right? Because this is crazy. If you can even tap into, maybe you don't tap into doubling, maybe you just tap into, I don't know, 50% of that, right? That's still going to get you very far. So this is something that I recommend everybody look into. The first 2 takeaways from this point of money begets money is not wanting to always spend money, spend all your money. Just take some of your money, let it spend and work for you. Let it work for you. Next thing is also appreciating and being solution focused. Looking into things like compound interest. How can this work for you? So that's rule number 10. Rule number 11 is If you see money as the solution, you'll find it becomes the problem. Now, okay, if you see money as the solution, you'll find it becomes the problem. What does Richard mean by this? This one, man, this one took me a while to kind of figure out. Like, basically he's saying, and I'll tell you why it took me a while, is because he's saying, don't just be chasing money. Yes, work towards money, but know that money isn't the solution. Like, you know, you can have all the money in the world, but if your health is screwed, you know, you could buy better healthcare, but you should be taking care of the health. You know, relationships, you can have all the money in the world, but haven't got the relationships. Harvard did a study, one of the longest studies watching and recording human beings. They found that the biggest key to happiness was the quality of relationships. It wasn't food, wasn't anything else, wasn't breathwork, wasn't meditation. Obviously, whether they studied that or not, we don't know. But what they found, one of the biggest thing was quality of relationships. So, you know, if your happiness, your quality of life goes down because relationships aren't there, you know, you could be richest person in the world, but fulfillment, think about it. How many rich people do you know that aren't happy, aren't fulfilled, are feeling like they're missing something in life? You know, and with this channel, yes, I'm doing this series about wealth, but a lot of you guys know me, that my thing isn't just to help you guys make more money. My thing is to share with you some of the principles that can make you master your destiny in every aspect, you know, health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and the finance. So this thing, the reason why I was laughing is because I remember when I was in that period where I was broke, dead broke. And I used to say to myself, you know, I used to hear people that say, don't go for the money, right? Go for the thing you're passionate in. Or don't try and go for the money first, do this first. Or money's not the solution. But I used to hear that and used to go through one ear, go out the other. Why? Is because I used to be like, money isn't the solution. Yeah, I'll buy that BS later. Let me make money, then I can work on my other thing. Or let me make money or figure out how to make more money, then I can do this thing like travel or work on deeper spiritual stuff or do this thing. This was my mindset. And now, you know, don't get me wrong, like coming on this journey and seeing and watching so many people raise finances, raise wealth, and including myself on this journey, I can see what Richard's saying here. You know, I can see that money isn't the solution. You know, money is like an amplifier. Money is like, he says it in the book, it's like something that lubricates the wheels, make things a bit smoother, but it isn't the answer. So the method here, the primary principle is, how can I be making more money, but how can I not let that blindside me from the real reason why I'm here, the real reason why I'm on this planet, the real reason of what fulfills me, what makes me happy. You know, mastering that whole destiny. But I do want to say one thing, you know, because from my experience, for sure, money makes things so much easier. When I was in that period where I was broke, didn't have that money, man, options were low. Like if I wanted to go somewhere, I would have to be thinking, can I afford it? Can I even afford bus ticket? Can I even afford, should I bike it there? But if I bike it there, it's going to take me an hour. Compared to when you have more money, it's like, okay, you can drive there, you could Uber there, the options are open. You know, if you're thinking about health, you know, you could say, yeah, I'll focus on my health first and then that will help me make more money, yeah. But at the same time, if you're struggling with money and then it's a case where, you know, you're choosing, hey, I can't go for this organic product, I have to go for this product. I can't go for this product. You know, it affects life. So while I do see what Richard is saying in this book here with this point number 11, rule number 11, the way I see it is balance. You balance and you say, hey, this is my passion or this is the thing that I'm working on, I'm doing that. But equally, I'm not going to let that blindside me from having the thing that's going to make my quality of life improve, or having the thing that's going to lubricate these things to make it even smoother, even more easier. You know what I mean? So this is my thing now, is talking about that balance. Not just saying, hey, don't focus on money and only focus on this. Or not saying, don't focus on that, only focus on money. Having some form of middle ground, having some form of middle line. So that's why rule number 12, rule number 11, man, I'm skipping ahead every single rule. Rule number 11 is, if you see money as the solution, you'll find it becomes the problem. I think the main takeaway for this one is not getting blindsided and only following money. You know, I went through a period where, because I was only following money, I got took down this rabbit hole. All of a sudden I was in a network marketing company. All of a sudden I was learning trading. All of a sudden I was opening up a prop firm and learning how to trade bots. Spending my whole night looking at the screen thinking, what the F am I doing? Well, I didn't enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, it was cool like making money with it, but it didn't bring any joy other than seeing the balance go up. And then when the balance went down, that joy went very fast. Let me tell you that straight. That joy went faster than it came. So the key thing for this is not let money lead you astray into down these different paths. Keep following your true path, but keep working on acquiring skills. You know, we're going to be discussing more of this as the book goes on, and in some of my other videos. Acquiring what I learned from one of my mentors: high income, high transferable skills. You can write this down. High income, high transferable skills. These are the things you want to be going for. These are skills that once you learn can instantly produce high income. These are skills that you can transfer. It's not a case where you're locked into one job or one role. You can transfer them to something else. You know, these are things like marketing, sales, copywriting, effective communication. These are things that can be learned. All right, if you look back at some of my previous videos, like a few years back, you will see my communication wanted to be there, but wasn't quite effective. I will say it wasn't quite effective. That is probably the best way for me to describe it. And those are the videos that I started posting. Even before that was a different story, right? Different. Like, not to say anything, not to throw shots at myself. I'm grateful for that journey. But when I wasn't as effective at communicating back then, opportunities weren't there. You know, my value wasn't seen. I couldn't portray that value. So these are some things that you want to work on. You know, if you've got any questions about these things, these are things that I'm super passionate about, because these are skills that, you know, you can learn effective communication, you can learn sales, and you can use it in car sales. You could use it if you was a hairdresser. You could use it in one of my previous videos. I shared how a hairdresser, knowing marketing, knowing sales, basically if it was a hairdresser making 2K, the hairdresser could now be making 4K, 5K, 6K, 8K per month by not changing anything else, by the amount of hair. Because think about it, if you're cutting hair, you're limited to how many hairs you can cut in that day, in that week, in that month. But if you learn marketing, you learn sales, different story. So that's why I recommend everyone here, you know, you learn things like marketing, things like sales, things like effective communication, things like copywriting. All these skills that produce high income naturally, people are looking for, they need it. You can make somebody 10K, they're going to feel okay giving you 1K, 2K, 3K, 5K, maybe even some more from that percentage, because you're making them that money. Right? You're making yourself that money, even better. So that's why rule number 11, if you see money as a solution, you'll find it becomes a problem. So basically, don't get led astray by money, but still work on making it, work on acquiring these skills. Rule number 12, this one's very quick, but this is probably the most important one, out of them all. Why? It's because it says, you can make lots of money, you can enjoy your job, and you can sleep at night. You can make lots of money, you can enjoy your job, and you can sleep at night. This is a big limiting belief that a lot of people have. The limitation is, if I want to make more money, what do I need to do? Work more hours. Or I want to make more money, I have to work overtime. I want to make more money, I have to do this extra job, this extra thing. Doesn't have to be like that. Everybody, write this in the comments. Even if you're not sure how to do this right now and you're thinking, but Josh, I only know how to make more money by working extra hours or by working another job. Even if you think that, if you are open, hear what I'm saying, if you are open to the idea that you can make more money in this life without needing to stress more, work extra jobs, work extra time, if you're open to the idea that you could work the same but make more money, or you could even work less and make more money. Not saying how it's possible right now, but if you are open to the idea, type into the comments, it doesn't have to be that way, the way that most people think. It doesn't have to be the way where to make more money I have to work more, to make more money I have to be more stressed, to make more money I have to put myself and do all these crazy things. No, it doesn't have to be like that. All right, at least if you don't know how yet, just at least be open to it. They say the first step to change is awareness. I'm bringing this to your awareness. You know, before we dive deeper, guys, we have got a lot more of this book, and we've got a lot more. You will know that every week, posting at least one video about this, and usually at least another video about something else. So to do with not just finances, but mastering destiny. You know, whether it's the health, the relationship, the wealth, as well, the spirituality, the deeper personal development, anything like that. So we got a lot more stuff to go through on this channel. But for now, just be open. Hey, it doesn't have to be that way. And actually, Richard says in this point, so this is rule number 12. He says in rule 12, one of the he has these key quotes in the book. If you are starting to lose sleep or have stopped enjoying it, then you need to have a talk with yourself. Now, this is the final thing I want to say in this video. This is a good rule of thumb. If you're starting to lose sleep, things are not as enjoyable, you need to have a talk with yourself. But notice, where I'm going to draw the line is not to say that you need to stop what you're doing. Why? Because think about this, just like in nature, there are moments where there is intensity, right? Summer, the sun is out, the sun is shining, right? The plants are growing. There's moments where there's for rest and recovery. There's seasons, like winter, fall, then there's spring where things are growing again. So in life, you're in a season. There's some seasons where you're gonna have to put the work in. There's some seasons, I know what I went through, there were some seasons I was putting 12-hour days, if not more, 12 to 16-hour days, solidly, learning stuff, right? I'm not saying it has to be like that forever, but sometimes you gotta go through that, where you're dedicating your time, your energy to that. But know that this doesn't have to be your life, right? The ultimate goal, my ultimate goal was how can I And I was open to this because, in fact, the other day I was reminded of this. Because those of you following the channel, you will know that I'm into especially deeper spiritual stuff. That's how I got into this whole money making thing. My thing was, if I can learn to make more money, I can have more time freedom, more money freedom, then I can build my spiritual practices. I can build personal development. I can help more people with this stuff. That was my ultimate goal. The other day, I was meditating and in this deep state where I was connecting with, whether you say higher self, God, source, whatever you call it, or subconscious. You know, some of you logical minds watching this, maybe like source, God, higher self. Let's just call it your subconscious, the deeper parts of your subconscious that you don't consciously have access to. And then it was like, I was meditating, I was feeling like, okay, what's the next project? What's the next thing that I should be working on? And then it was like, this answer came, it was like, we've already shown you. Like you've already seen that thing, you've already been working towards it. And he showed me this project that I started working on with my girlfriend. And then, but I was like, but that seems too easy. Like, it seems too easy to be achieving the goals that I'm looking for this financial project. But then the feeling was, exactly, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be where it's so tough every single day. This is what I'm going for in life, all to do with mastering it. You'll hear me talk about this a lot, mastering your destiny. Why? Is because I don't believe that you have to be that person struggling, hustling. Right? Yes, I believe there's phases where that will come in, but not your whole life. So now, as we progress through these video series, I definitely plan on sharing with you more of these strategies on how you can tap into this, where you can work the same amount, achieve more results, or you could work less and achieve more results. I know that it sounds scammy. Trust me, when I first started hearing this stuff, I was like, this is a scam, that's not possible. But at least use my belief as your belief. Use my belief to feel like, hey, if Josh says it can be possible, I'm at least going to be open to the possibility. You know? So what I encourage every one of you guys to do is, from this video, take away your key points that you want to work on, whether it's even mindset shifted, whether it's key actions you want to shift, or things you want to look into, from the compound interest, solution focus, high income, high transferable skills, or even just writing down on your wall, you know, I can make more money and work less hours. Or writing, it doesn't have to be the way everybody says it is. Right? Whatever resonates with you, right? What are the action steps? But then from there, what I recommend is, before I post my next video on this series, is checking out the previous videos. These will give you a nice foundation as we start to progress through some of the tougher things, right? The more in-depth things. Why do I say tougher? Because right now, a lot of the stuff that I'm covering is more mindsets, right? Getting the mindset, the foundation. Right? As we progress, it's going to be some actionable skills that you're going to be doing. But if you don't have this sorted, you can be doing all the actionable skills, but not getting the results. I've seen it. Over the last 5 years, I've coached over 100,000 people. Right? I used to do events in front of hundreds, thousands of people. Now I do more smaller group events because I get more personal time with the individual to give them the hand holding that they need. But back in the day, when I was doing more hundreds of person or thousands of person events, you used to see it all the time. You know, people will come to the event and then, yeah, you know, I could go into a whole topic on this. You know, what I realized, I don't want to make this video too long. So what I will say, catch me in the next video. I will continue this discussion in the next video, in the next Wow Series video, because there's a lot of mistakes that I see a lot of people make. It doesn't have to be that way. These are common mistakes that they think is a normal way of doing it, but it doesn't have to be that way. And I know if you're watching this video, there's a chance that you're falling into one or many of these mistakes. So my thing now is going to be sharing these with you so you don't fall into these mistakes. You can live that life where you are making more money, enjoying your family, enjoying your friends, having good health, having good relationships, you know, connecting deeper spiritually. And if you are into the spiritual stuff, make sure to check out my next video and my previous videos. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Sending you much love. Keep on smashing it. Keep on doing your thing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.